Hey guys, how's it going? It's currently 2:42 a.m. when I'm recording this. I woke up and had some thoughts about, how far we've come, how far I've come. I just wrote something on Facebook that's important to me, and I decided that it's important for me to talk to you guys because I don't say thank you enough. I say thank you a lot, but I don't say why I'm grateful enough. For those of you who don't know, or those of you who are new to my channel, just thank you for deciding that my channel was worth your time. But I want you to know that although I try to make the best videos I can, I try to make the most amazing, incredibly funny, and totally clever videos that I can, and I love doing it, there's a reason why I'm here, and there's a reason why I'm doing this, and I'm not just, some guy yelling into a camera alone in his room, the weirdo down the hall, as my neighbors probably know me as. I'm a person. I'm a real person, and I look back on how far I've come, especially when I started, because I was just thinking about it, and I had absolutely nothing when I was starting out, and I was in one of the lowest points of my life. If you don't know about me, there's some links in the description about my Draw My Life, telling you where I came from, and the road getting from there to here is really interesting to see, especially when I look back on it, early in the morning or late at night, depending on how you want to look at it. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting me in my efforts and supporting what I believe in, because I don't believe in anything more than I do in this community, and I want you guys to know how important it is to me, and how important it is for you guys to know that I believe in more than just playing games. I love playing games, don't get me wrong. I've been playing games pretty much my whole life, and it's just super, super cool to be able to do that as a job. But I recognize that I have this weird responsibility to you guys, where I'm in this position where so many people are looking at me, and so many people are judging what I do, and so many people are looking to me for guidance, and I have an obligation to fulfill that, and I have an obligation to tell you guys that you can literally do anything. And it's not hyperbole when I say that. It's not just me spouting nonsense. It's absolutely true. Because when I started, I had nothing. I was in crushing debt. I had medical bills. I just came out of a surgery that changed my life, and I had literally nothing. I sold my possessions just to be able to do this. I sold, my Xbox, couch, laptop. I was debating selling my own plasma just to be able to do it. And here I am now, and I just always have to make sure that I thank you guys for literally changing my life. And this may seem weird or out of character to some of you, but this is how I always am and how I always have been. I'm always so grateful for the opportunities that I've been given, and I'm always so grateful for the things that you've done for me. And even though I'm recording this late at night, I had to get the words out, and I had to get the words to you guys that, you can do literally anything. It's entirely plausible that you can. If someone like me can come so far with such an amazing community to rally around me, you guys can do so much more, because I firmly and truly believe in you. Everything that I say, I mean with every fiber of my being. I believe in you, and I know that together we can do some of the most amazing things to change the world. And this community has gotten so big and so powerful in the YouTube community as a whole that it's unreal to think about, but it's something I'm so incredibly proud of. And I'm so incredibly proud of the fact that you guys stand strong for what you believe in. And you're a representative in this huge, new emerging community. You are a beacon for them to look up to. You can inspire so many. I mean, you guys inspire me to keep going every day. And, you know, I didn't really have a direction when I turned this camera on and I started talking, but, you know, if I were to leave with anything, I would just say that you guys can do so much more, you know. I hope it doesn't seem wrong of me to expect a lot from you, but it's just because I've already seen what you can do so far that it would be wrong of me not to push you in the right direction. So, just thank you guys so much for taking the time to think that a guy shouting into a camera is worth your time. And just know that I'll never be able to repay what you've done for me, but you can still inspire others and continue to do great work. You know, it's always going to matter, no matter what. I said matter twice, 3 times now. So just thank you guys so much. If you want to check out more about me, if you're new to the channel, I want you guys to know more about me. I've linked some videos in the description where you can, you know, see where I've come from, where I talk about, you know, my past and what I've done. So just seriously, thank you guys so much for your support every day. And, you know, I just sometimes have to reflect and use that as motivation and justification to keep moving forward, because 2.5 years I've been doing this all day, every day. It's the only thing I've cared about so far in the last 2.5 years, and it's a big thing to care about. So it's nice to be able to keep going. So either way, that's enough rambling from me. You know, you get a lot of rambling from me as enough as it is. So just seriously, thank you guys so much for everything. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Okay, I know how it feels to be alone. I know how it feels to be around people and feel alone. Like, I'll be around 1 million people and I'll, like, still feel alone. Like, when I'm talking to you, I want you to know that this is genuinely from my heart. This isn't some bullshit pre-scripted motherfucking words coming off of a paper or anything. Okay, so my current focus is creation and evolution. No matter whether you realize it or not, every day you evolve. Every day you create. You create in thought, you evolve in mind, you evolve as far as your age, you evolve physically, mentally. If you are evoluting physically and you are not evoluting mentally, you are not doing the right thing. Being creative in thought, being like living life like a dream, you know? Like, as far as you are the actor in your own movie. You get what I'm saying? And you are the person that you desire to be. If you want to pretend to be a princess, carry yourself with the mannerisms of a princess. If you want to be a prince, carry yourself with the mannerisms of a prince. So it's better to be respected through love rather than fear. The key to love is also loving yourself. Everything is a game. Look at love like a game. Do not put your ego in a relationship. Do not be afraid to blow up your lover's phone. It's the ones that are annoying that love you. It's the ones that will sit there and blow you up for hours and check on you 24/7 and annoy the fuck out of you that care. It's okay to be annoying. To jump to purpose. No one can explain why you are alive. No one can save you but you. You have to put the mind into what you want to put the mind into. If you believe in something, you can achieve it. That doesn't mean everybody needs to be a rapper. That does not mean everybody needs to be a fucking painter or an artist. That doesn't mean that way. Your art can be in your emotion. Your art can be in your mind. Now, you can be a doctor, and that can be a form of art. You can be a therapist, and that can be a form of art. It's how you articulate. You get it? Articulate. It's how you treat these things. It's the manner that you treat. You know what I'm saying? Even relationships and friendships can be a matter of art. It's a matter of mind. Now, purpose. Only you create your purpose. And I've tried my best to impress or meet this standard, you know, always. Fuck that. Make yourself happy. If something makes you happy, follow it. No one can tell you who to be. And in evolution, you have to evolve towards that purpose. It's easier to live when you have goals to meet. You understand? If you have goals to meet, then you don't feel so voided, and you understand why every day you're looking at this person in the mirror, because that is the cool part about the game. You get to be anybody you want to be. Now, take that, please, and I hope the little words that I did say did motivate you. Keeping a journal. Write down your thoughts. If you don't understand and remember your thoughts, you can't amount to them. Write down your thoughts. I love you guys. Later.
You heard what I said and then called me a liar. Now you refuse to believe what I've shared. Your mind may not want to accept these revelations, but inside you there's a voice saying, accept it, it's the truth. Soon you'll know. Time will help. I feel sorry about your confusion, but this world's never really been about truth or lies. In this world, there's only one thing that's worth knowing: hard facts. Despite this universal truth, people misguidedly choose to only accept the facts that appeal to their way of thinking. They're so limited, they can only accept the truths that are comfortable for them. So, this is simply about wanting to hang on to your personal power. Realizing things may not have been as we accepted them to be unsettles us. It's overwhelming. Are you absolutely sure that you know the truth?
I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this. I don't want to make it too sad. But thank you. Thank you. I spent most of my life caring for somebody, and when they weren't here anymore, I felt like I lost my purpose. And so I just played a lot of games and shared that happiness with other people. And I hope you guys also can carve out your own happiness, your own happy place in the world, and find your own slice of happiness. Everybody's success looks different. It might not look like mine or somebody else's, but there's other things that can make you happy, okay? It comes in all shapes and sizes. So I hope you guys can also find something that makes you happy. And I'm really grateful that I get to do this now, for as long as I can. And I hope we have a lot of fun playing games and laughing and no more tears. And yeah, thank you. And I hope you guys, if you're new to HoloLive, that you also share the love with everybody else in HoloLive. There's so many talented people in HoloID and HoloCN and HoloStars and the main branch too, of course. So thank you to all my senpais that came before, and I want to share the love with everybody. And we're still not at the top of the mountain. We still have a long way to go. And you guys can help me and help us, and we can all do it together. And we're gonna have a lot of fun along the way, okay? And thank you guys for all your love and support. I'm really happy to be here, and I want to play so many games, and I want to have so much fun and make a lot of friends and do so many ideas I have. And I want you guys to feel reassured that your super chats will all go towards opening new cases, continuing my investigation, funding my research, funding the Watson estates, and putting yummy food in my belly. Thank you guys. Thank you.
I mean, shit, everything changes with time. Like, you can't predict where you're gonna be next year. You have no idea, you know what I mean? Like, there have been points, like I've been in very, 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 very low points. Like, you know, shitty situations, horrible situations. And then my mom always tells me, like, time will heal everything, you know what I mean? And even if it's like 5 years later and you're still feeling like, where the fuck, like when I'm waiting for this shit to heal, like nothing's happening. It's gonna take another, you know, few years, you know what I mean? That shit does take time in some situations, but, you know, it will eventually get better. Things will get better. And also you have to be grateful for what you have. Never be ungrateful. It's when people start to be super, you know, like, oh, I hate my life, everything sucks. But it's like you got shoes in your feet right now, you know what I mean? There's kids who don't have water, access to water in the world. So pretty much, yeah. There's people fighting to survive, so live on for them, you know what I mean? Live the life they wish they could live. My message to the youth is stay aware of the shit that's happening around you and don't get brainwashed by fucking, you know, society today, because that shit is very easy to happen.
Depression is real. What is real will prosper. I always say that. That's what I live by. What is real will prosper. I love these kids, and I know what it feels like to be alone. I got alone tattooed on the left side of my face. I know what it feels like to be alone.
Bro, I've had little girls come to me wanting to kill themselves, you feel me? And I know if there's a possibility if I don't speak to them that they're gonna kill themselves. I'm the type of person where if I'm gonna lead someone or I'm gonna do this shit and people idolize me, I'm gonna lead them in the right direction, you feel me? I want to relate to people.
Right.
I want to bond with people because I did not have the bond I wanted with my mom.
Right.
So
okay.
I felt very. My dad wasn't around either. You notice I can't really speak about my dad. My dad got locked up. I had nobody, bro.
You can have the amazing career, you can have the most money, you can have all of these things. But if you're not growing as a person, if you can't look at yourself and consider yourself a good person, and you can't be satisfied with yourself, what are you really? People see us and they glorify our positions and they think that every celebrity is an amazing person, and they kind of dehumanize them in so many different ways, and they expect them to act accordingly.
I don't like saying I wish I could have, you know? I don't like saying, oh, fuck, I was in that situation, what could I have done better? I'm gonna do what the fuck I want when I want, because I'm gonna do what I could have while I could have.
If you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be anything that requires school, you go to school, take yourself to school. If you need anything, if it requires school, take yourself to school. I do not shun school. I will not say fuck school. If I ever get ignorant and playing around and shit, I'll say it. But nigga, like, some people need school. I'm not about telling kids to drop out of school. Look, my plan A and my plan B is this. Look, when I came up, when I grew up, my main things were this. I either wanted to be a UFC fighter, I wanted to be a football player, or I wanted to be a rapper. Those were the only three things that applied to me. None of those require school. None of them. None of them require school. None of them. So that's why I dropped out. That's because I knew what my dreams were. I didn't let the world manipulate what I wanted to do and make me procrastinate. Because what the system is built to do, it's pretty much made to make you procrastinate and then make everybody turn on you for not making the general decision and making your own decisions. The slavery is not physical anymore, it's mental. As far as the New World Order has come in the shape of electronics. You know what I'm saying? Taking away your mind from what you want to apply it to. The mind is but a magnet to what you want. You know what I'm saying? The law of attraction, like all the laws of the universe. I studied all the laws of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Don't think it's cool to be an asshole or be negative, or that positivity does not see the light, because it does. Don't think that being negative is gonna make you famous or a cool person. It's not cool. You can really accomplish anything you want to accomplish. Like, bro, like I got like fucking 5 acres of fucking land, a big ass crib with like 7 to 8 bedrooms in it, a studio in my house. Like, bro, you guys can accomplish anything you want to fucking accomplish, bro. You guys are amazing beings, amazing people. Just like you said, let that shit out, bro. Don't hold that shit in. Nobody is deserving of inside insanity. If the world's making you crazy, then it's the world. anybody that doesn't understand you. Anybody that doesn't want to bend to your needs or what you deem necessary. If they're not with the ride, then it's them. And if nigga, it's not hate life. Nigga, make life your bitch. That's how I see it. Nigga, make everything in life your bitch. And if it's not accordingly, then how are we living? How you living if your life is not, nigga, you're in control, just like I'm in control of my life, and everybody supports me. I want to teach everybody to do what the fuck I'm doing, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm a fake bitch. If I'm not teaching people how to make money, if I'm not teaching people how to love themselves, if I'm not teaching people how to do everything they want to do with their life, then who the fuck am I? If I'm not teaching you how to do better with your life, I'm not your brother or your friend. So understand this: karma, spiritual awareness, anything along those lines. Everybody learn that shit. So look it up. Start studying, man. Start studying karma. Start off with karma. I'll give you tips here and there. Obviously, I can't say it on the camera and shit, but I'll give you tips here and there. But niggas, pay attention to what you're doing in your life, because your life is right in front of you. Everything you need is right in front of you. Even if you broke, dead broke, it's because you're supposed to be like that. And everything, the people who struggle the most or get it the hardest will succeed in the end. I promise you. You will not have the hardest life forever. Everything will come to you. What you deserve will come to you. And if I end up getting shot and killed for what the I'm doing, or if I end up getting my ass beat at some point in time, or nigga, if shit get hard on me, it's because I deserve it. That's point blank, period. Everybody will get a death. Everybody will get a death that is deserving. Everybody will get a life that is deserving. You will get what the you deserve. Karma. Point blank, period. I appreciate and love all of you, and I believe in you all. Do not let your depression make you. Do not let your body define your soul. Let your soul define your body. Your mind is limitless. You are worth more than you could believe. All you have to do is dream, and all you have to do is want to fulfill that dream and have the strength to fulfill that dream. Pain is a sign of progress. When you feel pain, there is progress. I love you all.
Oh goodness, it's a bit long, but let's read it. There's not enough that can be said about how much I admire your talent and personality. I can't help but feel joy for your success and following your dreams, because you deserve every bit of it. I hope you don't mind me asking what somewhat longer, depressing question. I'm 23 years old with a college degree I have no passion for, and I am currently stuck in a retail job and living with my mother. I feel like I have resources to move forward, but I lack a sense of direction or passion to justify any big changes. I have a sudden interest in getting back into art, writing, and perhaps foray into other forms of media, but I'm worried I'll fall out of it like I have with many interests in the past. Do you have any advice for finding a passion and sticking to it? And do you think it's not too late for me to make something out of myself? Thanks again for all you do from an admiring deadbeat. So the reason I chose this one is because I was in the same situation. Yes, it is a bit of a long question, but please just sit over here. We're good. I chose it because I was in the same situation. I briefly mentioned this before, but I also, with my reaping school, right, I realized that I had chosen a focus that I wasn't very passionate about, right? But then I had gotten into music right towards the end of reaping school, and I didn't know what to do because my reaping degree was completely not related at all to music. But I decided to do it anyway, and I got involved in the Underworld's music community, pretty much. And that was actually, thinking about it now, quite recent. Though I suppose Reaper years are a bit different from human years, but it was recent. So my advice is, actually it would probably be to seek out friends that have that similar interest and work together and keep chasing what you are looking for. Oh. Never forget what you set out to do. That's what I like to say. Oh, man. That's what I would recommend. And the only way, this is so freaking cliche, you hear it all the time, but it really is true. If you give up, then you won't make it. If you don't give up, then there is a possibility that you might, but you also might not make it. But if the chances are better, right? Maybe give it a try. I mean, the entire time while I was kind of working up to all of this and making music and whatnot, I actually never really thought about success, ever. I guess I just kind of continued thinking, just keep working, and maybe someday things will be all right. And that's not such a great thing, because then you become a workaholic, right? And then work is all that you end up caring about, which is dangerous and something that you may need to work on in the future if it gets to be that kind of situation. But I think there's a balance to be found, right? I'm taking a bit long on this question, excuse me. But I never really thought about what success would look like, I guess. I just kept thinking, I don't know what else to do besides work. Maybe that's not the best advice, personally, but I would like you to continue chasing whatever you are searching for. This goes to everyone, by the way, not just who asked this question, but that is also just my personal viewpoint.
Hey guys, I'm currently in New York for the Creator Summit, and I always love this event because it's an opportunity for me to talk to a bunch of other creators that I don't normally get to talk to. And I think a common theme during this one is that we're all starting to realize that we're human. I mean, it's common knowledge that YouTubers try to compete to see who can be the most hardworking person out there, but I always enjoy taking the time to talk with people personally, not about YouTube, not about how the numbers are doing, but how they're doing in their life. And like I said, one of the common themes is that we all have points where our creativity breaks down a bit. We all have points of self-doubt, and we all have points of just where we're feeling low in life. So I wanted to make a video to kind of convey some knowledge, because I'm actually doing really well right now. I'm in a good place in my life. I feel fulfilled creatively, and I feel like I'm on the path to doing something more. And that's owed largely in part to the fact that I'm not taking everything so seriously as I used to. I'm trying to be more like myself. I'm trying to be more open about my feelings. But I also wanted to make a video that you guys could watch if you're ever feeling low and you're ever feeling like the world is coming down around you. First and foremost is that it is absolutely okay to feel down. It's absolutely okay to feel sad. You don't have to put up a front of happiness. You don't have to put up a fake wall of doing fine. You can be real about your emotions. You can be honest with yourself, and you can be honest with those around you. You don't have to worry about burdening those around you with your sadness. You don't have to internalize it always. And number two, you have to identify what it really is that's causing your sadness. We've had a few speakers here at the Creator Summit. One of them was Eric Barker, who was talking in great length about how success measures towards happiness. And a lot of it, isn't a competition between happiness and success. It's about using those two things in conjunction with each other. Now, you feeling down may be the result of someone bullying you, or the result of you bullying yourself. And one of those things is something that you can change, and one of those things is something that you can try to change. Others bullying you is a problem of the environment that you're in, and the steps to be taken to change that are harder than one might think. But even harder than that are the steps to stop bullying yourself, which is the one thing that you definitely can change, but probably the one thing that we all do more than anything else. So identifying if your depression or your sadness is coming from a place of internal hate is something that plagues a lot of us. And also, it's not something that needs to be fixed right away. Some of us get down on ourselves, like me, myself included, because we expect so much out of ourselves. We want to do so much, therefore we're upset when we do less. And that's a poisonous way of thinking, and it's a poisonous route to take yourself down, because it only means that you don't celebrate your successes enough, and you only admonish your failures. And that's no way to live. So if you're ever feeling this way, just remember that you can choose to forgive yourself for transgressions. You can choose to forgive yourself for failures. You can choose to be above your own hate and take that as an example for the hate in the world around you. A lot of bullying these days are people that are projecting their own hate on themselves upon others so that they can escape their pain. And, that's no way to live, but that's someone else's problems. If you're feeling down about yourself, then many times you just need to forgive yourself. But there's also environmental factors that aren't you being mad at yourself or being upset with yourself. They're situational things. Money's not enough. Your home life isn't solid. Your relationships are breaking down. You don't feel like you have friends to surround yourself with. And in those times, I don't have an anecdotal piece of advice or words that are going to fix your problem or even likely to make you feel better. But if it does bring you any solace, just know that I really, honestly, truly believe that you can get through it. I honestly believe that you're strong enough to pursue your goals and to conquer your dreams and go farther than you ever thought possible. But the only way to do it is to keep trying. No matter what gets in your way, no matter what adversity you face, if you keep trying, if you never give up, if you always pursue that thing which makes you happier, the thing that makes you burn inside you for the ambition that you have, the projects that you see on the horizon, the dreams that you hope to achieve, if you keep your eye on them, and not just on the dream itself, because if you obsess about the dream and what it will mean when you get there, you'll ignore all of the obstacles on the path. Like, really focus on the whole picture of everything. If you're trying to do something and you're constantly met with failure, or your friends don't believe in you, or your family doesn't believe in you, then those are obstacles that are on your path to your goal. And you need to see the whole picture. You need to realize that some dreams carry a heavy price, but if they're worth it, then nothing can stop you. And that's just something that's pushed me to where I am today. That's something that's gotten me where I am, because when I started YouTube, or when I started just in general wanting to take control of my life, I looked at the entire road ahead of me, or as far as I could possibly see. And I was met with more obstacles than I ever could have imagined. But what it took, and what I realized right away, was it took sacrifice, and it took drive, and it took unyielding passion, and it took sleepless nights, and it took lost friends, and it took fake friends, and it took my parents not believing in me. It took that, and after I pushed beyond that, I started to gain the recognition that I was right all along. And it's not as simple as that, but that's what it boils down to. So if you're feeling low, or you're feeling down, or you're feeling like you're not succeeding in life, or you're feeling like those around you aren't supporting you, just remember that I believe in you, and that everyone here in the comments believes in you, and that we're all in the same boat together, and we can all succeed if we just believe in each other and believe in ourselves. So, anyway, I gotta get down. We've got more events today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, so basically this is what I wanted to explain today, just based off of what I've learned and the amount of time that I've been alive, experiencing love, for that matter. Okay, so to understand the other person's nature, understand their patterns, understand how they are as a person is the most important thing. And to have self-love while loving is a very important thing, because look at it this way. If you fall in love with someone, right, and you start to see that, all right, this person is bipolar, right, and that some days they'll wake up very good, some days they'll wake up very bad, some days won't be like the other. You know what I'm saying? That they have no control of their nature. You'll understand that nature, and in understanding that nature, you can thoroughly observe them and really watch their actions. So when no relationship or in no situation is disrespect in any shape or form tolerable, you need to increase your self-love. You need to increase the amount of time that you spend with yourself
Get off of the cell phone, get off the fucking internet, be a person and learn how to love yourself, so that way we can end this cycle of destruction, we can end this cycle of hate, and we can start experiencing more love, and there will be more love in the streets, more genuine love, more genuine care for people. You can't care for someone if you don't love yourself, and really the world can be destroyed in that way. So the only way to really be a better person and ascend into a different light of relationship or love is to love yourself. And I know that sounds crazy, but I left off. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds fucking hard. I know it sounds tiring. But it's better than really being a fucking like a drone and basically only living in anger and hate and living in regret. Like, don't live in regret. There's no point in living in regret. There's no point in living in negativity. Like, I'm not trying to be some fucking super pseudoscience motherfucker talking about crazy shit. I'm not even talking about religion, bro. I'm just telling, bro, you can't even be in a religion, bro, if you don't know yourself, bro. If you can't worship something if you don't know yourself, bro. You have to love yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to take a second and sit down to thoroughly observe your patterns. Do you move when you don't want to move? Do you get angry when you don't want to get angry? You have to fix these things about yourself. You have to give a fuck about yourself, and that makes life so much better. Like, I'm learning to do it now, and it makes life 10 times better. It makes you feel better. It makes you more tolerable about. All right. So let's look at it this way. This is what I want you to do. You cannot consider yourself a follower or supporter of me if you do not do this. If you do not do this, do not follow me. Do not call yourself a fan. Do not speak to me. Do not comment on my pictures. Let me drown in the hate of the world. Look, I want you to start a journal. I want you to start a journal, and I want you to start writing down your thoughts. For now, write down in your journal, create and evolve. Now, the purpose of creation will be in your journal will be to create different goals for yourself, different things you want to do or different things you want to be, and see and to play with that as a purpose and to play with that as a pattern and a schedule. It will create a schedule to evolve, to evolve your current state of mind. Now, in elevating my current state of mind, what am I going to change? Now, naturally, if someone says something to me that I do not like, I naturally respond, oh, I'm going to beat this person up, or I'm going to go beat this person up, I'm going to go get angry, I'm going to act fucking crazy. Now, the evoluted version of you would respond in a different manner. You have to see manners about yourself that you do not like, and problems you create for yourself that you do not like in order to live a happy life. And if you love yourself, other people start loving themselves because they have to spend more time to themselves alone. But people, look, you're not supposed to be alone and then start hating yourself, bro. You're supposed to see things about yourself and change it. That's what it is. You have to change it. And in order to reach that next level of happiness, you have to love yourself. You have to take time with yourself. Listen, take advantage of time. It's not always in your favor. Take advantage of time.
We lose, we take, we catch and get caught. We conform, and we make others conform. We do nothing but cycle between those roles. Take what we can and fight not to lose more than we must. But as hard as we fight, we will lose it all. The people we loved and were loved by will die. No matter what, someday we'll be forgotten. To live is to be unhappy. It's futile. Even so, small and grotesque as I am, short and cruel as this life may be, I still claw forward. I still search for beauty. Because it's worth it to keep choosing, to keep being chosen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll expand on that just because it follows in the general theme that I've talked about at other panels, which is how to do what you want to do. Because not everyone wants to be a YouTuber, but other people want to be something more than what they are. Like, there's nothing wrong with working in a desk job to get a paycheck. That's totally fine, but there's some people that are right-brained and they're creative and they want to make something of the world and they want to do something. And not that left-brained people don't want to do that, but like it often leads into these situations where it's very hard to make a living off of what you love to do. So in those aspects, the YouTuber is kind of the same thing because these days, it's very hard for YouTubers to get started. Like any other YouTuber could tell you, I've been very fortunate. I've been very lucky that have such a great fan base that supports me and enjoys the videos that I do. And thank you guys. Like from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys, but you know, without you, I would still be making videos with a few thousand subs. And I might be happy, but it'd only be a hobby, you know? It's so hard to turn that hobby into something that you can live off of. And probably the best way to do it is just to understand really if it's what you really want to dedicate your entire life to and really want to build everything that you do. Because when you have to go and do something like that, you have to sacrifice things. And it sounds ugly that you have to do that, but sometimes you do. You have to sacrifice the ability to make money. You have to sacrifice friendships. You have to sacrifice your time, and the time is the only thing that you have. And when you do that, you always need to understand that your own mind's going to fight against you. Other people are going to fight against you. Other people are going to tell you it's a stupid idea. It's probably a terribly stupid idea to try to be a YouTuber, but I wouldn't turn a single person away from it who wanted to do that, who really, really had a burning passion to do it, because it's all comes down to what you really want to do and what you really, truly have a passion for. Like if you got something in your mind that you want to do, I say pursue it recklessly. It could be the stupidest thing in the world. I say go for it as long as it doesn't hurt yourself or any other person. Just do it, because you only have this one life. That was kind of like saying YOLO, but whatever. You only have one life to live, and you only have one chance to do what you really want to do, but it's also never too late to start. Like, I tried a dozen different things before I landed on YouTube. Bob can attest to this.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make videos. I was a writer. I did comic books. I tried to make art. I dropped out of engineering for a little bit just to pursue art. And I kept trying and trying, and it didn't matter what I was doing because I was trying to find what I wanted to do, what I was passionate about. And so long as you have that thing, if you know, and you will know if you know, that that one thing is the most passionate thing that you could be about, and you gotta pursue it, because tomorrow might be too late. So, you never know. Anyway.
Dear grandson, my prophet, my tattooed poet of the sweetheart. The wounds your father gave you, God did not heal, but did close, even if in scars, so that you received the strength to stand up against him for yourself, to declare just as a boy your independence, and to determine to grow into your own man. This is one of your gifts and wonders that makes me admire you, makes me happiest about you, for you. Only I ask you, in dead seriousness, think about what being a man is. The strength of heart to fight for love, to defend it, over and over and over again. That's manly.
I love you too.
Anyway, it'll be wonderful to see you. I much look forward to it. Love, your Grandpa Packak.
I don't know if someone has asked this yet, but are you used to streaming yet and being part of Hololive? Does it feel real yet? No, it does not feel real. I can't believe I'm sitting here right now talking to you guys, to be honest, because I don't really talk that much. I don't even talk that much to my own family. And don't talk about a lot of stuff. And I guess I've been a fan of Hololive for quite a long time, like probably like since 2018-ish. So yeah, who knew I'll be sitting here right now talking to you guys as a part of Hololive. Like, if I told that to myself 2 years ago, I would be like, what? Huh? You never know where life takes you, you know? Which is why when it comes to drawing or talking or like streaming in general, I kinda did my best to keep my how should I put it? I kinda wanted to, you know, because you never know what's coming up in your life, so you kind of wanna develop your own set of skills and like what you're good at and what you're lacking and stuff. Kind of want to be aware of your, like, what you can do and what you can't do, so that when you are given the opportunity, you'll be ready to, you know, take a shot at it. And I've always sorry. I don't know why suddenly I'm getting emotional, but water time. Sorry. I didn't mean to go down this conversation topic out of nowhere, but yeah. Oh, I love you guys too.
This young child walks along the beach, and on this beach, hundreds of starfish wash on shore, doomed to dry out and die. But this child walks along, and every time he sees one, he picks one up, and he throws it back into the ocean, giving it another chance at life. He can't get to all of them, but every morning this child, on his way to wherever he's going, picks up another starfish and tosses it back into the ocean. And he does this every day for a while, day by day, walking along the beach, tossing another starfish back in. And one day, this old man who's been seeing him do this comes up to the child and asks, "Why are you doing this? Hundreds and hundreds of starfish wash up on this shore every day, and you can never save all of them. Why even bother? You're not making a difference." And the child looked at the man and looked down at the ground at his starfish at his feet. He picked up that starfish and tossed it back in the ocean and said, "It mattered to that one." And that's the story. And it's a simple story with a simple message, meaning that if you do something, even in the grand scheme of the huge insurmountable obstacle that is the bigger problem, if you chip in just a little bit, it'll go so far.
My name is Markiplier, but that's just my handle. My full name is Mark Fishbach. I'm a biomedical engineering student from the University of Cincinnati. And I'm introducing myself again because I realized that the more subscribers I get, the more people that see my videos who don't have any idea who I am and why I do this YouTube thing. And to really get an idea of why I do this, you have to go back a year. Last year was one of the worst years of my life, and I'm not even exaggerating like that. I was in a terrible relationship. I got kicked out of the house. I had an appendectomy where they then found a tumor, a ganglioneuroma in my adrenal gland, if you're curious. And it just all culminated into a year where I didn't know what I was going to do or why I was doing it. So flash forward to this year, where in April I finally started a YouTube channel just on a whim. I didn't even really see it going anywhere. I just did it because I thought it'd be fun. And my first subscriber was actually just a best friend of mine. I never want to stop doing this. I'm almost positive now that in some way entertainment is always going to be a big part of my life.
You can't do something like this and entertain people and forget who started you, who brought you up to where you are today. You can't
lose focus on what that is, and I try not to do that, because when I started this out and I had maybe a handful of subscribers in the tens, you know, I was honored to entertain those 10 people. Even though I wasn't very confident in myself, and even though early on I had a very bombastic personality that was flawless in every way and so strong and handsome, but in reality, there were so many doubts in my mind of who I was and what I was doing and why I was doing it, but I just kept at it with this constant, unrelenting idea that I could be a better person. And in a way, that's who I wanted Markiplier to be. That's who I wanted people to see when they watched my videos. I wanted them to see me, even though I had so many downfalls and I had so many wrong points in my life and I had so many things that I wanted to change. I wanted people to see what I could be. The way to get more successful on YouTube or in anything is simply to believe in yourself. And you may be going, no, that's a cliche in and of itself, but actually, hear me out on this one. It's a simple answer with a complicated explanation. Because when you start anything, not just YouTube, but when you start anything, you're alone. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have anyone that wants to support you. You're not going to have people that believe in you. You're not going to have people that want you to succeed. Because there have been people that have done that and have failed. And because they have failed, they think that no one else should be able to succeed. And this applies specifically to YouTube, but also generally to life. But in YouTube, it's even harder. Because if you think about it, there are thousands upon thousands of people that want to do exactly what you want to do. Especially when it comes to gaming. I mean, it's different for different genres, but for gaming, there are 1,000 people that can pick up a computer, play games, record themselves, and do commentary. And that's really intimidating for a lot of people. It's really intimidating, and it was for me. But then again, when I started YouTube, and a lot of you know my story, but when I started YouTube, I didn't go into it trying to become this amazing commentator. In fact, for the most part, when I started doing YouTube, I wanted to do Let's Plays because it gave me a chance to practice my voice, which I wanted to do to go into voice acting, which I'm probably need to try to start into pretty soon. I have done a few animations here and there, but I'm getting sidetracked now. When you're starting YouTube, because other people have done it and have failed, and because no one had your back, that's a time when you need to trust in yourself more than anything else. Because when I started, I had nothing but time. I had a whole lot of time and no one to believe in what I was doing. So I had to believe in myself. And I had to push myself every day to get up and start working on YouTube. And you know what? It was easy for me because I knew what I was doing and I was doing it for entertainment purposes. I was doing it because I love to do it. I love to get up, you know, and take a new challenge, try something new, do something better than I'd done before, and improve on myself every day. But the only reason I was able to do that and get up and spring out of bed and stay up late at night and lose sleep over it was because I believed in myself. You know, I believed that I could do it. From the first time I started to get popularity, I started to get subscribers, when I hit that first 1,000, and this is before I lost my first channel. A lot of you don't know. I lost my first channel. You know, my AdSense account got banned and I had to start all over again. But this even before that. When I got that first 1,000, I realized that I was onto something good. And it was part and partial to my dedication to what I wanted to do. See, I dedicated 12 hours out of my day every day. And a lot of people don't have that kind of time, but that like unwavering dedication and unwavering belief in yourself. And even though I got tons of criticism, you know, outrageous amounts of criticism, that kind of is, you know, I'm still getting some of it today, but I've learned to ignore it. You know, just people that want to bring you down, people in the comment section saying you're stupid or you're ugly or no one likes you or no one wants to watch you. They're watching you right now. But then you get other people that start to notice what you're doing. And that's when it starts to become easier.
And if you start something, and this just doesn't apply to YouTube. This is not just about YouTube. This is about anything you do. This is about school. This is about work. This is about starting your own business. This is about being your own person. You have to believe in yourself, because that fire and that passion, I read this analogy somewhere where you have this burning passion to do something, and it doesn't matter what it is so long as you believe in it. And that burning passion will start to catch fire, and the fire grows bigger and bigger until other people around you start to notice that that guy's on fire. They want to find out what it's about, and they'll either be like, oh, he's going to burn himself to the ground, or they're like, holy crap, he's on to something. And you see, this small belief, this one person believing in yourself is all it takes to start snowballing down to this incredible plateau of something that you can create out of nothing. So if you have the question in your mind, how do you become successful at anything at all? You have to start by believing in yourself.
People may tell you that, you know, you're not doing things right, or they want you to be a specific person. And I try to tell you guys that you be whoever you want to be. People may try to bring you down. People will always try to bring you down. You know, there's always going to be people that will say that you're not good enough, or that you should be doing it some other way, or you should just forget your dreams because they're unrealistic. But dreams are supposed to be unrealistic. You're supposed to be able to reach for the stars. You're supposed to be able to reach as high as you can and push yourself as far as you can go, because you never know what your limits are until you reach them.
Even if you don't believe in yourself now, know that I believe in you. With all my heart, I believe that you can do good in this world, and that you can be a force for good. Because there's nothing stronger than the power of one person who decides to do something. And I'm just one guy here that people decided to believe in. But you can do amazing things, and I know that you can, because I did it, and I'm a screw up. I've done stupid things, and I'm just an idiot in front of a camera, making silly voices and doing silly videos that hopefully people enjoy. And if I can do that, you can do even more. You know, I look back on how far I've come, especially when I started, because I was just thinking about it, and I had absolutely nothing when I was starting out. And, you know, you can literally do anything. And it's not hyperbole when I say that. It's not just me spouting nonsense. It's absolutely true. Because when I started, I had nothing. I was in crushing debt. I had medical bills. I just came out of a surgery that changed my life, and you know, I had literally nothing. I sold my possessions just to be able to do this. I sold, you know, my Xbox, couch, laptop. I was debating selling my own plasma just to be able to do it. And
Ask me, how do I become a YouTuber? Or how do I do this thing? How do I get started? How do I make my dreams come true? Any variation of that question is always asked of me, and the answer is so simple, and yet it's so hard to tell people exactly why that's the answer. But the simple truth is, if you want to do anything at all, no matter how hard it may seem to do it, the only thing you have to do is start. Like, a journey of 1,000,000 miles may seem like a really daunting and impossible task, especially when you see like people that have already started the trip and are already far down the road and are so much better than you think you'll ever be. But that's just not true. You just need to start, because they were once at the same place you were. They started with nothing, or they started with something, and it doesn't matter because they kept going from where they were. You just need to start in whatever you do and take the first step. Because if you can take the first step, then you're going to be able to know that the journey ahead isn't that bad. Or maybe it is bad. Maybe it's constant struggle throughout your entire life. But that's not what's important. The important thing is, if you want anything, you need to start. The idea that I've been bouncing around while I was trying to figure out what I was going to say in this vlog is that You know, it's a fundamental principle that we all agree on. It's the pursuit of happiness. It's not the spoon feeding of happiness. It's not the giving of happiness. It is the fact that if you want something, you need to earn it.
My mindset when I approach hate is, these people, the anonymous hate on the internet, they don't know who you are as a person. They don't know the experiences that you have been through individually. They don't know what you've gone through. They don't know the pain of your life. They don't know the joys of your life. They know next to nothing except what you have put, which is a narrow sliver of your life on the internet. So that narrow image is all they base their hate on, and therefore they don't actually know you. And therefore they don't have any right to hate on you. Your life isn't influenced by that at all because they don't understand who you are.
After my dad died, I became more confused than I was before because I was so far into engineering that I didn't think that I could get out anymore. And I was stuck in these mind-numbing co-op jobs that were literally me sitting at a computer 8 hours a day, doing 2 hours worth of work, and nothing else. It was absolutely horrible, and I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. And I didn't have time for games, I didn't have an escape, I had no idea what I was gonna do.
Like, knowing that the future has different opportunities and challenges, that doesn't scare me at all. That excites me. That excites me. I just can't wait to go out there and find out what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. Like, I just can't wait to fail. Like, I just can't wait to fall flat on my face. I just can't wait to, like, see how far I go and then immediately fall down and then get back up and just prove people wrong. Like, God, I love that. I love failing because it just gives me an idea of how much farther I need to go. And it gives me an idea of what the road is leading to. And that is what I love. Like, I love that. I love seeing those challenges. I love meeting them. I love showing people what I can do. Because, I mean, that's what it's all been about. When I say that at the beginning of my YouTube channel, I was only looking up, it's because I could only look up. I was at rock bottom. There was no down. And if there was a down, I didn't want to see it. So the only way to go forward was just to keep doing it every day. Because every day was better than the last day. But it was just so absolutely fire building. It built that, like, that spark that I always talk about, the spark of motivation and the spark of, like, the spark of passion. That one fire that burns in your heart for what you wanted to do. And I want to make videos! God, I love it! And it's that passion, God, it's that passion that I had back in the beginning of my channel. When I first started doing videos, I was doing them every single waking hour of the day because I loved it. Because it felt like I had something that was my own. Because I felt like I could control something in my life. And my life at the time was spiraling out of control, and I think it's paralleled right now. Like, my life was kind of spiraling out of control, and it wasn't until I let go of feelings of anger and hate. It wasn't until I let go of that which bothered me, and it wasn't until I let go of these lofty, unrealistic goals of who I should be, and I came back to who I was and who I wanted to be. I grew lazy in my confidence of what I had, that I allowed myself to lose sight of the final goal. And the final goal is to be the best YouTuber that I can be. Maybe I'll never be the best YouTuber ever, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't keep trying every single day as hard as I can to be better. I believe very firmly that every single person in the world has the ability to do something amazing or terrible, to spread love
or hate. And whether or not they do one or the other depends on us. Depends on us being strong enough to take the high road in the face of the worst adversity. Every day I'm excited for what's to come. Every day I'm excited to make new challenges for myself and exceed them, or not meet them, or fail and try again, but never stop creating, in the endeavor. Especially in the age of the internet, you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, and you're constantly comparing yourself to other people in your field of study that may be better than you are at what you're doing. They may be better artists, better musicians, better, YouTubers. It doesn't matter what subject it is. You'll often find yourself comparing yourself to others, and you'll sometimes feel like you owe it to yourself to be that good. And that is a horrible way of thinking, because that may motivate you in the short term and you'll be able to get a lot of fuck you energy is what I call it. But in all honesty, that isn't what really is gonna make you go the farthest. Because when you are constantly trying to meet the expectations of someone else, you're letting yourself down. I don't need to compare myself to anyone except myself. That's why I look back on my life so much, because I'm not comparing myself to other YouTubers. I'm not comparing myself to other artists or voiceover artists or actors if I want to do that thing. I'm not comparing to other people. I'm comparing to my past self. And this may be yesterday, it may be years ago, it may be my childhood self. Those are the only people in my life that I need to compare myself to. And hopefully, as I go through my life, I'm constantly getting better. I can look back at my past self, and I can be proud of what I've accomplished in the past for when it was.
You have a goal in mind, and this is a goal that just drives you forward. It's what you burn for in the middle of the night. It's what you lose sleep for. It is everything that consumes your life. This goal is what you want more than anything in the world, and it's right there waiting for you to take it, and it's literally right there. And it's what you want more than anything in the world, and that's what happened to me once I found YouTube. I wanted to be a YouTuber so badly. And I knew there were dozens, hundreds of other people trying to make YouTube happen. And if I had compared myself to them and held myself to their standard from the get-go, I would never have been anywhere. I would have been wallowing in self-doubt and self-pity at how, I don't have as many subscribers as them. I'll never get there. I set out only to do the best that I could. I could not live if I held myself to their standards and waited for their approval. I expect more out of myself. I expect better out of myself. I expect better out of myself every day. And that all comes from the fact that I believe in what I do. And that's not to say I ignore outside opinions. I don't even ignore people that lash out at me for what I've done in the past. I don't ignore that. I take that in. And I address that for what it is, and I influence and shape my life around it. But at the end of the day, I make things that I'm proud of. I make things that make me laugh. I make things that make me smile. And it's kind of a selfish way of thinking. And even though I would suggest you guys to be selfless and help those around you, at the end of the day, you are you, and you have you to take care of. And a lot of you guys out there don't take care of yourself. You give yourself to others, and you give yourself to others, and some of you may do it selflessly and not expect anything back. Some of you may expect something back, but you give out more than you give to yourself. And you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta be good to yourself. You gotta be good to the person that you are, because you're all you got. Till the end of your days, friends may come and go. You may have lifelong partners, but you'll always have yourself, and you have to be happy with what you got. And if you're not happy, you gotta make that goal.
You gotta make that goal and you gotta make it happen. No matter what. I believe in you guys. I'm a walking testament to the fact that you can literally do anything that you want. But you gotta believe in yourself.